So, Ryan Trahan. Ryan Trahan is an extremely successful YouTuber, currently sitting on a whopping 9.5 million subscribers. That amount of subscribers is no joke. The guy who popularised the series, I Survived on 1 Cent for X Challenges. But Ryan's success isn't just overnight. His YouTube career spans 9 years of hard work, experimentation and unbelievable talent, physical and mental. Ryan's ability to understand the nature of the workings of the algorithm is second to none, and he knows how to make a good thumbnail. Today I'd like to explore Ryan's journey into becoming such an incredible success, and we'll be delving a little more into the backstory of who he really is. So buckle up for a real rollercoaster today, from losing subscribers to gaining millions. This video will have chapters, so if you'd like to skip ahead, then feel free to use the timeline below. This is the incredible rise of Ryan Trahan, and if you enjoy listening to my words, smash like and subscribe to keep up to date. Ryan was born on the 7th of October 1998, currently making him 23 years old. He was born and raised in Texas, USA. Looking back on Ryan's earliest days, he's always had a large interest in sports, exercise and track and field. Prior to the Surviving On series, Ryan predominantly posted about his running days, with his most viewed video at the time being My Fastest Mile Time Ever, Schrader Mile 2017, amassing over 250,000 views. Ryan's channel at the time only had 2,000 subscribers, so this made that video his biggest video to date. After this, Ryan continued to make videos for the next year, putting out various different types of content, but mostly sticking to the fitness and running genre. Every now and again, Ryan would slip into a challenge-like video, giving you a bit of a flavour of what was to come. A year down the line, Ryan finally struck a chord with the YouTube audience, with his video copying Emma Chamberlain's Instagram for a week. This video currently stands on 1.6 million views, and at the time was a huge hit for Ryan's channel, making it his most viewed video in 4 years of creating. From then on, Ryan's content seemed to change forever. He went from a 90% fitness and running channel to more of a social challenge type channel. He tried replicating the Emma Chamberlain video with copying Cody Ko's Instagram for a week, but it didn't really take off the same way the previous one did, leaving Ryan in a kind of limbo of where to take the channel next. The year of 2018 was an odd one for Ryan. His content feels scattered. One video would blow up and the next 3 would relatively flop. For instance, 24-hour Penny Challenge Team Edition has got 3.1 million views to date. But on the other hand, Chase Your Dreams Kids ended up with 48,000 views. Quite a difference. Despite being an unclear and rocky road, I think the early years were vital for Ryan. It allowed him to experiment and understand what worked and what didn't. Going into the next segment, I like to call this the I Did This era from Ryan's journey. This is the part of Ryan's YouTube career where he really found his jam. Welcome to the I Did This era with Ryan Trahan. Back 3 years ago, we can really see a shift in content with Ryan. The track and field days are virtually over, the challenge and social commentary days are here. The view comparisons are out of this world. Coming from barely scratching 50,000 a video in 2016 to normalising 1 to 3 million by 2019 is an unbelievable feat. By this point, Ryan is becoming a veteran of manipulating and understanding the YouTube algorithm. To be quite frank, it's bloody clever. No, it's still not quite perfect and not quite the Ryan we know today. There is still a lot he is developing and learning at this point, and a lot of key skills he will take forward to create the masterpieces we know him for. The reason I call this the I Did This era is because this is where we can see Ryan doubling down on the challenge type videos he's grown to perfect. You could even call this his conception. After discovering this surefire way to rack up millions of views, Ryan continued on his path to existential growth with such bangers as I Tried 5-Minute Crafts, Girly, I Rented a Dog for 24 Hours, and sitting on a 16 million views, his video Overnight Inside the World's Largest Potato, which sounds interesting. To be honest, there has always been a sense of intrigue around Ryan's content, as you never know what is coming next. There wasn't always trend with his videos, he just kind of made anything he wanted to, and it always performed well. Just before the I Did This era, he made a couple of social commentary videos, like My Problem with the Dobre Brothers.
Yeah, that little trickery was inspired by the Dobers. These fellows right here. Yeah, those guys right there. Hell yeah. So if you don't know, their vids, to sum it up in one word, are grody. I just learned about that word today.
and Lele Pons fans hate me, which kind of feels off-brand for a Ryan Trahan video, as you don't really see him create these kind of reactive hate videos nowadays.
So if you guys don't know, I made a Lele Pons video a few weeks ago. It was about her pretty awful TV show, Amigos, where she's like ripping off Friends completely. It's like not funny at all. And you know, every now and then I'll check my comments and there will be some hate from Lele Pons fans. The Lele Ponsers, or whatever. Just very mean comments. And I'm not sure if I can take them.
It is interesting to see where this kind of content would have led Ryan, as the videos are pretty entertaining nonetheless, because you know, I hate them too. Ryan, bring it back, man. Either way, Ryan decided to stick with his challenge style videos, and thank God he did, due to the growth it allowed him to reach. Ryan was truly on a winning streak that seemed to be unstoppable, until it was. On the week of the 31st of August 2020, he experienced his first loss of subscribers since he had started the channel. What was going on? Well, this is the next era I'd like to call the old switcheroo. This is where Ryan changed his content and pushed it to a whole new level. So, this is where we find Ryan performing the old switcheroo. Up to this point, he made videos in a somewhat personal manner, usually making his videos for returning viewers and almost neglecting the potential new viewer or casual viewer. In his video, Overnight in the World's Tiniest Airbnb, we can start to see a huge change in Ryan's content, from the thumbnail to the title to the intro. It's obvious that Ryan has really done his research to up his game to the next level. The thumbnail is eye-grabbing and throws an element of a challenge. The title is short and gripping. The actual content delivers, but not without a hint of clickbait. The Airbnb is the world's smallest Airbnb, but not in comparison to the way it's shown in the thumbnail, which, to be honest, for dramatics, is pretty clever. After the Airbnb video blew up, Ryan obviously thinks to himself, so we start to see a little bit of experimentation with a similar video called Overnight in the World's Cheapest Hotel, and I mean, just look at the thumbnail. That video amassed 13 million views, certainly not a small number. What Ryan does next in the coming weeks is pure genius. After hitting the sweet spot with his previous two bangers, he puts these ideas into a format he's tried before, but didn't hit off as well as you would think. If you haven't guessed it by now, he used the same techniques to develop his I survived on 1 cent for 1 week video and fundraiser. Alongside the cameo of Mr. Beast, this exploded Ryan's channel into the stratosphere. All these events have led Ryan to being that 1 cent guy. He created his own niche. Mixed with the challenging sense, the unbelievable editing, and his ability to retain retention on demand, you cannot fault this guy's ingenuity. One thing that Ryan absolutely has is personality, and that personality shines through in every video he makes. What Ryan does extremely well is he has a polished feel to every creation while also appearing down to earth, and he mixes these two styles flawlessly. He's incredibly likable, he usually always gives off a positive demeanour and interacts with the public with complete ease. He's just real, which is a rarity along this kind of content nowadays. His content is always a mark above the rest, going from copying the meta to creating the meta. In most of his videos, he manages to create story and drama out of almost every interaction, even when on the face of it, it should be boring. Uninteresting encounter mixed with a fantastic editor and a great eye, he forces these moments into entertaining obscurity. Ryan's personality is infectious, and a lot of the time that creates a great dynamic between the participants and himself. Even when the public has no knowledge of who Ryan is, he still manages to pull them in and create good, memorable moments. Something he also does is he rewards long time and repeat viewers by pulling up various callbacks to previous videos, such as Our Man Quinn. Even in these moments, he still has the casual viewers in mind by pulling up a small segment outlining these callbacks. By doing this, he's ticked both boxes by having a little something for every viewer. God, I wish I was that thoughtful.
I just met him. He literally put a $20 bill in my basket. Oh my gosh, full circle. We need to find the footage. She said she was in the last penny challenge. I haven't made a sale yet. Look at this. Look at that. They've got the red line.
Although Ryan is probably a millionaire, he doesn't throw this in your face like many other YouTubers do. He almost portrays himself as some kid having fun and raising money for a good cause, which, to be honest, is quite refreshing. Not many people above the age of 12 actually want to see some 20-something flexing $100 bills and a brand new Lambo because they can. Looking at you, Rice Gum, yeah, that's just cringe. So let's move on and take a look at Ryan's secret formula. Ryan's new formula is used by many other big YouTubers. One YouTuber that stands out that talks about this formula was MatPat on Game Theory, where he talks about the idea of having different types of videos for different audiences. As part of this technique, MatPat explains he creates videos to achieve certain objectives. For instance, if there are 3 different objectives such as growth, repeat viewers and passion projects, he will create a video accordingly. Now I want to focus on the first of those, which is growth. Ryan creates videos now that solely focus on growth. Each new video that Ryan creates always has similar attributes. Number 1 is the focal point is always a thing and not a person. What I mean by this is that anybody that clicks on a Ryan Trahan video will be greeted with the same questions and answers. You don't necessarily have to know Ryan to understand and enjoy his newer videos, as opposed to some of his previous videos where generally you would have to have some kind of rapport with Ryan and his backstory. Number 2 is the idea of a challenge. This seems to be the new meta. Well, kind of new, it probably comes from the Mr. Beast effect. Although Ryan doesn't explicitly say that he's going to be doing a challenge, he alludes to it by way of an interesting wording on each thumbnail, like here, hour 17, which is on overnight in the world's smallest B&B. The third attribute that every Ryan Trahan video has is uniqueness and even shock value. At first glance, every video Ryan introduces a shock statement like, I spent 100 days in Grand Theft Auto. Your first thought is, how could someone possibly do that? The title, along with the thumbnail, makes it almost irresistible to want to know how he did this. 9 times out of 10, Ryan will deliver on a thumbnail and title, but cleverly with some small exaggerations, making the challenges a little more realistic. In his I Survived on 1 cent series, he makes things on himself slightly easier by keeping previously bought inventory to continue to use in further episodes, even if the value is reset. These are usually just things like a pen, a marker or a whiteboard, but nevertheless it does make his life easier when doing these kinds of videos. Ryan has perfected this formula to a T, showing incredible growth week on week, which has led him to amassing almost 10 million subscribers, showing no sign of slowing down with his almost daily uploads at this point. In conclusion, Ryan is very talented, witty, and has access to a great editor, making every video he creates a true work of art that stirs up intrigue and comedy, as well as going to a good cause like his fundraiser. I think Ryan will continue to be unbelievably successful in his own right, and rubbing shoulders with Mr. Beast will always do a world of good. So Ryan, fair play and well done on growing your channel to the vast size it currently is. Like most things, it takes a while to find your groove, but my god if you found it. So I'll be right back, I'm going to go try and find mine. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy listening to my words, smash like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.